You ever have one of those moments where you're in pain, barely holding yourself together, and the people who are supposed to care about you the most somehow make it worse? Because what happened to me, it still doesn't feel real. And I swear, if I didn't live through it myself, I probably wouldn't believe it either. So, this all started the day I got out of surgery. I'm talking full anesthesia, stitches, pain meds, the kind of surgery where even sitting up feels like your body is betraying you. The doctor had already warned me. You need rest, no stress, no heavy movement for at least a few weeks. Simple, right? Just heal, take it slow, let your body recover. But the moment I got home, I knew that wasn't going to happen. I hadn't even made it to my bed yet when my mom looked at me and said, "So, what's for dinner?" At first, I thought she was joking. I actually laughed a little, like, there's no way she's serious, right? But then I saw her face, completely straight, no smile, no concern, just expectation. I said, "Mom, I just got out of surgery." And she goes, "I know, but we haven't eaten all day. You could at least order something or make something simple." Make something simple. I could barely stand. Before I could even respond, my brother chimed in from the couch, not even looking up from his phone. "Yeah, just don't make it too greasy this time." That's when it hit me. They weren't joking. Not even a little. I felt this mix of disbelief and, honestly, something deeper, like a quiet kind of heartbreak. Because it wasn't just about dinner. It was about the fact that not one of them had asked how I was feeling. Not one of them offered to help me inside. Not even a, "Hey, are you okay?" Just, "What's for dinner?" I tried to keep my voice steady and said, "I'm not cooking. I need to lie down." And my mom sighed. Actually sighed, like I was the inconvenience. "You're always so dramatic," she muttered. That word, dramatic. I didn't argue. I didn't fight. I just walked to my room, slowly, every step sending pain through my body, and shut the door. But what they didn't know was that this wasn't just another day for me. Because a week before my surgery, something had already snapped inside me. I had spent years being the one who handled everything. Cooking, cleaning, paying bills when things got tight, helping my brother when he needed money, covering for my mom when she made mistakes. I was the backup plan, the safety net, the one who always said yes, and I never complained, until I started noticing something. The more I gave, the less they cared. So before my surgery, I made a decision, quietly, without telling anyone. I stopped being their safety net. And I made one call. See, I had someone in my life I hadn't really leaned on before. Someone who had watched all of this from a distance, always telling me the same thing. "One day, you're going to realize you deserve better." That person was my aunt, not just any aunt. She was the one who built her life from nothing. Strong, sharp, and the kind of person who doesn't tolerate disrespect for even a second. We weren't super close growing up, but she always kept an eye on me, so I called her. And I told her everything. The silence on the other end of the phone was heavy. Then she said, "When's your surgery?" I told her the date, and she replied, "Don't worry, I'll handle the rest." At the time, I didn't fully understand what she meant, but I was about to find out, so back to that night. I'm lying in bed, still in pain, trying to ignore the sounds of my family in the living room complaining about being hungry. I could hear every word. "This is unbelievable. She couldn't even order food? What's wrong with her?" And then, the doorbell rang. I remember checking the time. It was late. I wasn't expecting anyone. I stayed in bed, assuming someone else would get it. But no one moved. After a few seconds, my mom shouted, "Can you get that?" I almost laughed. I physically couldn't. But then, I heard footsteps, not from inside the house, from outside. And then the front door opened. That's when everything changed. I heard my aunt's voice, calm, controlled. But there was something in it that made the entire house go silent. Wow, she said, stepping inside. This is what's happening here? I slowly sat up in bed, my heart starting to race. From the hallway, I could hear my mom scrambling, suddenly sounding polite. Oh, you didn't tell us you were coming? My aunt didn't even respond to that. Instead, she said something that I will never forget. I wanted to see for myself, because what I heard, I didn't believe it. There was this tension in the air now, heavy, unavoidable. I forced myself out of bed and walked toward the hallway, every step painful but necessary. And when I turned the corner, I saw them. My mom, my brother, and behind my aunt, two other people. One was a lawyer, the other was a moving company representative. That's when the confusion hit my family. What is this? My brother asked, finally putting his phone down. My aunt looked straight at my mom and said, Since you all seem to think she's here to serve you, let me make something very clear. She stepped slightly to the side, gesturing toward me. This house? The bills? The food you eat? The life you're living? She paused. She's been paying for it. The silence that followed was deafening. I could see it on their faces. The realization, the shock. Because they didn't know. They didn't know that the reason the lights stayed on was me. That the reason the fridge was always full was me. That the reason they could sit around all day without worrying was me. I never told them, and now they were finding out all at once. My mom tried to laugh it off. Okay, and? She's part of the family. My aunt didn't even blink. Not anymore. That's when the lawyer stepped forward. He calmly explained that I had made a legal decision before my surgery. That my financial contributions would stop immediately. That arrangements had been made. And then the moving company guy spoke. We're here to start packing non-essential items tonight. My brother stood up so fast, his chair fell over. Wait, what? You can't be serious. But I was. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. My mom turned to me, her voice suddenly softer, almost desperate. You're not actually doing this, right? I looked at her, really looked at her, and I said, You asked me what's for dinner. I took a breath. Now you get to figure it out. No yelling, no drama, just truth. And for the first time, they had nothing to say. That night, I didn't cook. I didn't apologize. I didn't fix anything. I went back to my room, lay down, and let my body rest. But more importantly, I let something else rest too. The part of me that kept giving to people who only took. The next morning, things were different, quieter. Because when people finally realize what they've lost,